Brandon Banks at the 21-yard line.
You don't last a long time in the game of professional football if you don't have a thick skin and a short memory.
And well balanced as well. Lefevre, 7 different receivers in this game, and utilizing Brandon Whitaker to complete effectiveness.
Yeah, Brandon Whitaker, 11 touches in this ball game. Got 64 rushing yards, 19 receiving yards for a total of 83 yards from scrimmage, a pair of touchdowns.
But a guy who knows about resiliency himself is Collaros. Penalty flag, false start. It looked like somebody jumped Tasker over the top. Collaros having to get rid of that football quickly too. We talked about this game being sackless so far, but again, lots of heat, lots of pressure. Both Stubler and Steinauer loading it up and coming hard at the quarterbacks.
Offside. Hamilton, number 32. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. First down.
So first and 15. Cat team that's come back from 2 20-point deficits this season. One last week, one earlier in the season against Hamilton. Collaros now running for his life again. C.J. Gable drops. I tell you what, both lines are loading it up. There's Dave Foxcroft in the background. You know, the CFL and the NFL have a partnership exchanging referees this season. There's Dave Foxcroft, got a chance to work a National Football League preseason game between the Broncos and the Niners. Great experience, I'm sure, for him.
Yeah, worked as a field judge in that game. We'll head back down to continue working with the NFL officials at the conclusion of the CFL season in December.
Second down and 15. Play clock at 1. And they didn't get it off. The second time count violation of the game against Collaros and the Cats.
Time count violation. Hamilton, number 4. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. Second down.
Don't you get a sense, though, this game is becoming like last week's game? Anytime these two teams meet, they can meet on a sandlot down the street.
Yeah, certain teams, I think, bring that out in each other when you talk about the rivalry games. But I think a lot of this, Rod, has been a bit of a theme in the Canadian Football League this season, that on any given game day, anything can happen. Teams are so close, so competitive with one another.
Crowd amps it up here. They're loud here at BMO Field today. It's a 3-man rush. Collaros loads of time. Pumps it. Now down the sideline. And C.J. Gable, first down and more. Well, that wasn't the first read. Collaros wanted something deep, but then he found his outlet, and Gable picks up a much-needed first down.
Well, I love what C.J. Gable did after the catch on this one. Opting for efficiency. Shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, and C.J. was not veering off that line no matter who got in his path right here. Dipping his shoulder a couple times, working down the sideline.
Huge game last week for Gable. Bucket down. Picks up 6 yards. Gable needing a hand up here. This is what he did Labor Day Monday, 135 yards. Laborious day to say the least, 12 carries. Look at the yards per carry. That's the big one, 11.3. Close to being picked. Very, very close.
Josh Mitchell, a rookie out of Nebraska, a guy who was a starter, the boundary halfback spot to start the season before he suffered an injury. Now playing in these extra DB type situations as he comes off the 6-game injured list. TJ Heath having taken over that starting spot, but Mitchell nearly came up with a big play for the Argos right there.
Another Cornhusker. Corona, California. Another injury on the field. Will step aside and come back here. 8:23 to go in the third quarter. Argos leading 30-20 in the Battle of Volleyball in Rio. Our Canadian Olympians in the house today, including the Queen of Rio, Penny Alexiak, who gave us the coin flip earlier today. Brett Maher gets that away, unblocked this time. Sunshine. A.J. Jefferson down near the 24-yard line. Let's go down to Matthew Shinetti one more time.
Yes, Rod, alongside me is Adam Vancouver, one of the most successful Canadian Olympians ever. But what I want to ask you, Adam, you had an essay online, everyone should check it out, about Right to Play and a donation that you made. Why is it so important for you to give back now that your Olympic career is over?
Well, I'm really inspired by athletes like Rosie McLennan and Clara Hughes and so many others. Penny Alexiak we were just talking about. In particular, Rosie and Clara both chose to give some money away, and they both emptied their bank accounts, in fact, to bring a little bit of attention to a cause that was important to them. And the cause that's important to me is the PLAY program with Right to Play. PLAY stands for Promoting Life Skills in Aboriginal Youth, and Right to Play has always been very active in the third world, refugee nations, and in camps all around the world. And now they're focusing on our Indigenous communities here in Canada, and there's 90 communities that are already active in, and almost 4,000 kids a week get to play these activities and benefit from the power of sport and play. And I think that's really, really important because there are Indigenous communities in our local neighborhoods and stuff, but a lot of them are very far away, and so they're not top of mind. So my donation was just a small way of getting Canadians to think about some of the most vulnerable kids and communities in Canada, and make sure that if they have the opportunity, if they have the means and they're willing, then donate $500 to Right to Play, and it'll go to a really great cause.
And where can Canadians donate?
Righttoplay.ca is where you can donate. I've got a special donation page on righttoplay.ca, but we're very grateful for any donations or interest.
Thanks for this, Adam. Congratulations on a fantastic career.
Hey, my pleasure, man. Thank you very much.
One of the great Canadians, Adam Vancouverden. You're logging on now. You're making a donation going forward. Right to Play. Great cause. Adam's a champion in the water. Out. Congratulations on a great Olympic career. One of Canada's greatest Olympians. Liram Hairolahu. This is a high kick. The Banks nowhere to roam, but he's due. 30-20 is the score. 6.5 to go, third quarter. Ricky Foley, giant of a man with a huge heart, a couple of weeks ago, inspired by young Tina McLennan, a Yorkton resident, born with spina bifida, wheelchair bound, but Ricky ended up spending a week with her, thanks to the Sunshine Fund.
For a little girl like that, all the way in Saskatchewan, to say that her dream and her wish is to come see me play in Toronto to play football, man, I never would have imagined I would have ever been in a position to do that. She means the world to me. She's such an inspiring little girl. Probably the most humbling experience I've ever had in my life. It's crazy. So, Tiff, if you're listening, love you, and I'll see you soon.
11-year-old Tiffany McLennan, who's watching, I'm sure. Big fan of Ricky Foley. Ended up doing a lot of things in Toronto, and they're football heroes. So, Tiffany, you touched one of Canada's great football stars. 10-point game here. 6 minutes to go, third quarter. Zach Collaros slings it. Chad Owens can't grab it. Struggles continue in the second half for Collaros.
And this has been the story of the game for Hamilton quarterback Zach Collaros. He's getting the ball out of his hands quickly, but there's an unblocked guy on virtually every play. This time it's Brandon Isaac, but it's like Collaros is throwing the ball, working against the clock, and basically knowing as soon as it's out of his hands, he's going to get blasted anyway.
Scooped up. Like no yards on the play by Deontay Spencer. So will the Argos be able to hang on? Can the Cats, for the second straight week, come back? They have not scored in the second half, unlike last week.
see Brandon Whitaker, one of the big reasons for that Toronto Argonaut lead.
Whitaker beside Dan Lefebvre, making his first start in 2 years. Runs the option again, but nowhere to run this time. And Simone Lawrence has had an ongoing verbal jousting match with his ex-teammate.
Well, the verbal sparring started in pregame, which would you expect any different of Simone Lawrence?
I think it starts when Simone wakes up.
Well, I mean, with an old teammate, I'm surprised he wasn't texting him at home during the week.
Lefebvre's been impressive. Here comes the house. There goes the football. Punt. Kevin Elliott for a first down once more. Another big gainer, and again spreading the wealth is Dan Lefebvre.
Well, Lefebvre doing a terrific job. I mean, aside from the fact that this is a guy who's basically had 2 snaps in the last 2 years, you're also talking about a guy who's only been in this offensive system for a couple of weeks. Hasn't had a lot of reps, but he's been very much in command offensively here today.
Pumps it, and down he goes. And that's the first sack of the ball game. Wrapped up, brought down.
Adrian Tracy in on that one.
So Lefebvre is sacked. Second down, 13 to go here. Looks over the top, now to the sideline. And a penalty flag on the far sideline. Right in the area of interference. Cassius Vaughn is there. Kenny Shaw is there, and so is an orange piece of nylon on the turf.
Illegal block, hands to the face, Hamilton, number 24. 10-yard penalty, second down.
We'll watch it. That matchup on the boundary side. Cassius Vaughn, the corner.
So second and short yardage now for Lefebvre. 4 receivers to his right, goes there, a little out pattern right near the first down marker. Basically, did Deontay Spencer get that first down? He did. They'll keep marching it.
Well, you have to be impressed with Deontay Spencer, one of the Argos' second-year receivers. Maybe the smallest guy on the football field right now, but it seems like every catch he's made in this ball game has come in traffic between the hash marks.
And has been a clutch catch. So Whitaker beside Lefebvre once more. They run the read option there, not this time. Spencer again. Scoots out near the first down marker. A lot of football left, but Dan Lefebvre is running a pretty good story here for a guy who's been out of the game. It's after the parabolic audio guy. So Lefebvre on the roll, throws, end zone. Trying to find Kevin Elliott. Can't snag that, so it's going to be second down and 10 now.
An eye on the intended receiver here. Kevin Elliott had 3 reads again, flooding 3 routes on that front side of the field. Deontay Spencer in the flat, Anthony Coombs on the out. And Elliott working deep, had a little bit of separation. But the ball just thrown a little too far outside.
Who will he go to here? Second down, 10-point lead. Here come the Cats. Lefevre deep to the end zone, nobody home, and they're going to have to kick a field goal now. Drive stalls there. Dan Lefevre, though, in his comeback game, if you want to call it that, just thrown into the fire here today. Now over 300 yards passing.
Well, again, he got off to that red-hot start. One of the most impressive parts, so you mentioned it earlier, Blackie, is the way that he rebounded. It looked like the wheels were coming off a little bit with a couple of second-quarter interceptions.
Iralahu has made his last 14 straight. Make it 15 in a row, 4 for 4 today. The lead is now 13. So today is Purelator Day in Toronto. Bringing their non-perishable food items, making donations, and of course that great trophy. Coming up in Ottawa, Friday, September 23rd, the next food drive for the Red Black fans. And the Argo fans coming out. Big tailgate as well today, coming out in all colors, mostly blue, but a lot of fans making the trek from Hamilton. Collaros in trouble. Zach Collaros is seeing a lot of white jerseys in his grill.
That time it was Big Ken Bishop. Getting some push. I believe he was working against Brandon Revenberg on that play. Just the latest Toronto Argonaut defender to get his hands on Zach Collaros as he's trying to throw that football.
CJ Gable not in this series, on the bench. 5 receiver set on second down. Collaros in trouble again. He's flushed, crushed. Justin Hickman catches up with him. Minimal gain, and they'll have to boot.
Well, good pursuit on the play by Hickman as Collaros tried to take off upfield. And again, you see Bishop as well, defensive linemen retracing their steps, retracing those pass rush routes as the quarterback tried to scramble.
Possibly the final play of this third quarter. Booming kick. Once again, Spencer stopped. Zeros on the board. And the Toronto Argonauts are going to carry a lead into the fourth quarter. 33-20. Cats have not scored in the second half. Dan Lefevre doing it here. Forced into action this week. Coming up big so far. Fourth quarter straight ahead from Toronto. Well, a reversal of form second half from 6 days ago for the Argos. Have the lead now by 13. Look at the numbers they've rolled up here today. 2 turnovers apiece. But Dan Lefevre has to be the story. 302 yards passing. Again, a guy who was knocked out of the game with the Montreal Alouettes. Basically, his second play, has not played since that time. Has not started in the CFL in 2 years, and looks like he hasn't missed a beat.
Yeah, it's been remarkable when you look at the impact he's had on this Toronto Argonaut offense. You'd figure their offense was going to take a hit in terms of production with Ricky Ray on the sidelines. But they've doubled the Hamilton Tiger Cats in virtually every offensive category.
The other thing is, the Argos defense has also come to play today. They have not registered a sack, but have pressured Zach Collaros a lot. Lefevre now rolling out, scrambles, and wisely throws it away, and there's what looks like an interference call downfield. Another penalty flag, and Kenny Shaw signaling it's going Toronto's way.
Illegal contact on a receiver. Hamilton, number 24. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Again, it's the guy who spent time in the NFL, Cassius Vaughn. Flag once more.
Cassius Vaughn field into the corner into that boundary side of the field. When the receiver tried to take the up part of that out and up.
Play action. Fever with a penalty flag in the backfield. A little counter play going, a fake. It's against the Argos. Drake Nevis plugging the hole there.
Holding Toronto number 57. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
You think about the number of times in this ball game that the Toronto Argonauts have run things like quarterback draw, or right there, quarterback counter type play. These are plays that weren't in the Toronto Argonauts playbook until Dan Lefevre was the guy under center. So things that are kind of tough to plan for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, because they're really seeing a lot of them for the first time from this opponent.
Yeah, they know a lot about Lefevre, of course. As a quarterback down the QEW. Cluster formation, double tight end, and that's a dangerous pass on that far sideline on first down, but Lefevre got away with it, incomplete. Torrey Gurley, the intended target. Anthony Coombs comes in the game. Some substitutions now. Kevin Elliott as well, who's been a key second down weapon for the Argos this season. Second and big play. Ricky Ray watching today and for the next few weeks. Fever hopping. They won't get the first down, but Kenny Shaw is there as Cats retreated. Still loads of time left, though.
And you'll see Dan Lefevre looking to try and hit a deeper route, but eventually settles for Kenny Shaw underneath. Opting to just help out with field position a little bit prior to this punt rather than getting that first down.
Hamilton desperately seeking a spark. And Liram Hauerlahu is going to keep this drive alive. Adrian Tracy knocked him down. This return's not going to matter, it looks like. Roughing the kicker. They got a piece of Hauerlahu, knocked him down, and Kent Austin knows it.
Yeah, Adrian Tracy is the man who comes through here. Just a little out of control on his rush. Collides with the Toronto kicker. Gives the Argos a second chance.
Well, let's see the penalty.
Contacting the kicker. Hamilton.
Contacting the kicker.
Number 5. No yards. Toronto. Number 41. That's a 5-yard, no yard penalty. The difference will be 5 yards. It will be repeat, third down.
So they'll have to kick it again because they're not going to get the first down, but they'll have the benefit of 5 yards. So that no yards call was costly. That would have been a first down.
Yeah. And that no yards call, the result of a heads-up play by Dominique Ellis, an experienced special teams player in this league, a guy who's actually done a bit of returning as well. Not the deep guy on the play, but recognizing that as he's running back looking for a block, if he can pick that up, he can get that call.
So what seemed favorable for the Argos might not be here because they've got to kick it back to you-know-who again.